you must be delighted with that 90 minutes tonight.
Yeah, literally from the first minute we were at it, which was pleasing because obviously really frustrated about the way we started the game on Saturday. Really slow, didn't get out of the blocks enough, but I think there was an intent from the players right from the first minute, which was pleasing, and we couldn't really get our heads around how we were only one goal up at half time, to be honest with you.
I mean, there's chances galore, wasn't there, in the first half? Brennan had a couple, Zach hit the crossbar. That was the only frustration at half time, the fact that you just not put more in the back of the net.
Well, it was, and it was just making sure that at half time we addressed that in terms of making sure our motivation levels were still the same, and again we come out of the blocks in the second half with the same attitude and making sure that we were on the front foot, and we got the second goal, and from there it was just a matter of how many.
It was good to see the scorers tonight as well. Zach obviously showing again in this competition why he deserves a place in the starting 11.
Yeah, he did well. Should have had a few more though, if I'm being really picky. He knows that. I just want the players to be really aggressive and really want to be clinical with teams and make sure we put teams to the sword when we get the opportunity to do it, and it was an opportunity to do that tonight, and they did it, I suppose.
Probably got to getting his first goal for Lincoln as well. Always good to see the midfielders breaking forward and getting those opportunities. Yeah,
definitely. It's important for midfield players to get beyond the strikers at times, and it's great to see Brids. I don't want to do it too many times, but great to see Brids as well. Getting into the box and supplying the cross, and obviously Robbie, got himself in a good position. It was a good finish in the end, to be fair.
Overall, 4 goals, George Grant finishing things off as well against I know it's a much changed Accrington side, but a much changed side for you over recent weeks as well.
Yeah, definitely, and it was one of them where I knew they'd make changes, didn't know how many, but ultimately the way they play, the way they approach the game would always be the same. They brought their cavalry on, I suppose, quite late on, and we knew what to expect. They'd get the ball forward early, and that's what they try and do. Try and get the ball forward early, get flick-ons, get people running behind. You just got to do the basics really well, because if you don't do the basics well, then you give yourself a tough afternoon or tough evening.
You know this competition better than most, and 180 minutes away from Wembley now.
Yeah, and listen, that was the message before the game, and everyone will be saying the same, so I'm not doing anything different, but there was 16 teams left in it tonight, and let's face it, all 16 teams could win the competition. It's not there isn't a Premier League team in there or a top championship. It's that competition that it's probably one of the only competitions realistically where anyone who enters can actually win it. Because anyone in League 2 can beat anyone in League 1 at any time. So yeah, you're right. Let's see who we pull out in the next round. I think a lot of the bigger sides have done well tonight from what I hear anyway, so it's going to be a tough game whoever we play.
The COVID issues obviously have hit the squad again. I think there was one more you said was missing tonight. You're hoping that's going to be the end of it now, and that hopefully this is the spell for Lincoln where you've kind of had it and you can get over it.
Hopefully, yeah, we're hoping so. Like I say, we've had a good run of it so far, and we've been quite fortunate that we've got to this point, I suppose, with no cases, and then all of a sudden, like I say, if we can just nip it in the bud, it's easier said than done, but if we can try and nip it in the bud now, so it doesn't hurt us too much in the future.
Theo Archibald again not involved tonight. What's the problem with him? What's the situation?
Calf, he's probably going to be out for 3 or 4 weeks. Picked up an issue with his calf on Monday, I'm going to say. No, we're on Tuesday tonight, aren't we? It must have been Friday then. Friday or Saturday, yeah. It was before the weekend anyway. Picked an issue up with his calf. So he had a scan on it yesterday, so it's probably going to be 3 or 4 weeks.
Transfer-wise, you moved Alex Bradley out of the club yesterday. Aaron Lewis, obviously, is another fringe player. Is there anything in the offing there to try and get him a move elsewhere? Yeah,
I mean, we're trying, and that it's important for him to try and get himself a move. He needs to go and play football now. It's a big month for him because he's not going to get any opportunities here. We've got players in them positions that we're comfortable with. Cheers, mate. We've got players in them positions that are comfortable, so it's important for him to go and play football.
Incoming wise, anything before next Tuesday, or are you waiting and seeing?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I can say potentially, and I mean it, but there's a lot of things that have got to happen for things to happen. Didn't sound quite right, that, did it? There's a lot of things that can happen. Between now and certainly the next game. So we'll try and be positive. We'll try and keep pushing hard as much as we possibly can. But obviously, when you're dealing with other clubs as well, you've got to be respectful of that.